So much politics this week. Hello, Jim B, my old buddy. Hey. So, another open dragon mouth. But I had to deal with one of Kage's little small friends. Speaking of Kage, I'll get to Anthrocon in just a little bit. But first, some stuff I want to get into. If you're going to be in Japan for the next few months, there's going to be a Hello Kitty themed bullet train that will be in service. Again, it will be going between Osaka and Fukuoka. It will be starting. When is it starting? Well, as of this recording, today. And I did take a look, and wow, so much pink. What they're doing is to attract tourists. And what they have done is that in the first carriage of the train, there are no seats, but they will get the chance to buy some goods and foods from Western Japan. Another carriage also has a very big Hello Kitty doll for photos. So yeah, so much pink, so much Hello Kitty. So if you're going to be in the Western Japan region, keep an eye out for this train. It will be around for the next few months. Let's see. Now, the who is the developer? Jetpack Distribution and Run With Us Productions is now in the works of a holiday special for the Raccoons. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with this cartoon, it was a Canadian animated series which ran from 1982 to 1985 to 1992. Which had 3 television specials and 1 direct-to-video special over in 1984 before the series started. The series is basically around Bert Raccoon and a married couple, Ralph and Melissa, with which Bert is a friend and roommate. And it is mostly around their efforts to stop the evil, greedy forces of the aardvark millionaire Cyril Sneer, who usually tries to destroy the forest for a quick buck. So yeah, environmentalism, just without the humans in there. But it was very well received by critics. On the second TV special, the New York Times said that the Raccoons are an adorable lot, supported nicely by an attractive production. But they are going to do a holiday special, which is slated to be delivered next year. In fact, they've been working on a reboot that was announced last year around this time. They had an unlisted pitch pilot with slightly redesigned characters on YouTube, which was found back in March 11th of this year, but was taken down by Big Jump Entertainment due to a copyright claim. Just a couple weeks ago, they officially revealed the new designs of the Raccoons on their website. So if you want to take a look at that, definitely do that. Do they have any they have some home video releases. So do check that out. There might be some clips on YouTube, so go ahead and check that out. Okay, before I get into some information on Anthrocon, a new anthology by Fred Patton has been announced, and They will be launching it next week at Anthrocon, but you can pre-order it. Pre-order it on Fur Planet. They will be on tables A13 through A15. This is a collection of 19 short stories and novelettes, which mainly focus on anthropomorphic animals heading into unfamiliar places. For example, a galactic police agent called to a new planet to solve murders. We have a gorilla student wandering off in a museum. We even have aliens entering a human university. That would have been great for Anthrocon 2009. Fred Patton did write one of the short stories. The rest is a collection from various artists. It is listed at a price of $19.95 US. And cover art was made by Demicour. Hope I pronounced that right. Alright, so if you're going to be at Anthrocon next week, check that out. Alright, now next week is Anthrocon. And yes, I will be there. And I will be bringing Spike and Sapphire with me. So a rundown of what's going to happen. I'm going to be arriving around 12. My plane arrives around 12:30, and it will take me roughly an hour to get it to the Westin, which I will be staying at. I was lucky enough to get the main hotel. Registration will open at noon. And as usual, they'll have a survey and a study around that area. It will start at 2. I think now registration at noon will be pre-reg only. At the door will be at 2. So if you haven't registered for Anthrocon, remember that. We got a Cards Against Humanity charity event at 3 p.m. on all this on Thursday. And, oh yes, it's going to be, yeah, this is not a tournament or anything. This is a panel that's going to be run by Alkali, which will have Foxamore, Boozy Badger, Pepper Coyote. Yeah, I've recorded one similar event in one of my previous videos. I think it was it MFF or was it First Squared? I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, it was probably First Squared, but it's very funny. Like I said, the money will go to charity. They explain the rules there on how you can get a card or which type of card you can get. Open mic at 4 p.m. and Comedy Basics, which will be at the Allegheny Ballroom, the main event room. Or no, Allegheny is another ballroom. I'm thinking of Spirit of Pittsburgh. Open tabletop gaming at the Western Cambria room. Okay. By the way, Allegheny Ballroom, that's in the Westin. So, yeah, if you have not been to Anthrocon before, you got to remember that it will take place both in the Westin and the Convention Center. So you got to be sure you know which one you're going to. So, 10 p.m. MST3K Furry Edition, also hosted by Alkali. Now, I was unable to do the one at BLFC because I arrived late from my plane. But last time they did Cool Cat. So, what movie are they going to be riffing this time? We'll have to find out. At the same time, the dances will be going on at the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. Which, I know they have the list. So just give me a moment. Let me see if I can find who they got for Thursday. Yeah, and again, I'm not in the lineup, and nor was I expecting to. Drittag at 10, Sawtooth at 11, DJ YNA or Yina, whichever he pronounces it as, at midnight, Barry at 1 a.m., and Sham at 2 a.m. Friday, registration opens at 9 a.m. just outside Hall B. Opening ceremonies at 10:30 at the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. Let's see. We got a bunch of meet and greets going on at noon. We have one for Scalies, one for Angel Dragons. Artist Alley in the dealer's room will open up at 12 p.m. And you can expect a rush after the opening ceremonies are over. And they usually give priority to those who are sponsors or super sponsors. And I expect that they're going to do that again this year. Let's see. Art show will open up at 2 p.m. This one's a long title, but maybe an interesting one. Uncle Kage and the Fur Science IARP research team, a conversation about the furry fandom. So, obviously, Kage will be at this panel, along with Dr. Kathleen Grabassi of the NCCC, Sunny, who is a professor of psychology, and Dr. Sharon E. Roberts of Renison, University of Waterloo in Canada, who is an associate professor of social development studies. And they'll have a conversation about the past, present, and future of the furry fandom. Let's see. Dance competition preliminaries, same time, 3 o'clock at Spirit Pittsburgh Ballroom. And also at 3 o'clock, the charity poker tournament, which will be at Tabletop Gaming. Let's see. Oh yes, Whose Line Is It Anyway? One of my favorite panels at 5 p.m. A little earlier than usual. This one will be held at the Allegheny Ballroom in the Westin. Now, trying to figure out which one is that one. Because last time, they didn't get one of the big ones at the convention center. They had one of the ones at the Westin, which everyone had to squeeze in. So we'll see if this one's any better. I'm not quite sure how. Because I know they've done it at the convention center before. So trying to figure out what happened there. They got the Westin again. Let's see what else we got. Kage's Story Hour at 8 p.m. So everybody knows what this one is. Do I even need to say it? Let's see. Alexander James Adams in concert. I'm not familiar with this one, but it's a musical concert which will be held at the Allegheny Ballroom. Let's see. Dances. Who do we got for Friday? 11 p.m. is Fur. Midnight is Swedish Dog Mafia. And 1:30 is Spots and Curls. So, two of them are going to be team DJs. Saturday. Okay, this one caught my attention. Breakfast with Fred. What is Oh. So this one is in the hotel lobby, and if you're gonna have breakfast over there, let's see. Here's your chance to have breakfast with us as we honor our best neighbor at his memorial statue across the river. If you haven't figured out who they're referring to Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. If you don't know, Pittsburgh was where he did his work at. And as you know, that he had recently passed, and he's got a documentary that's out right now in theaters. The only showing that I have in my area is in Raleigh, at a draft house of all places. If you're going to be doing this one, it's not recommended you do in fursuit because it is an approximately 1 mile walking distance. And if there's inclement weather, they're going to be doing it at the zoo. If you're going to be doing an Anthrocon tonight or the variety show, if you prefer that, a mandatory rehearsal / audition at 9 a.m. in the Spirit Pittsburgh Ballroom. Let's see. Gaming opens up at 10 a.m. Let's see. If you're a super sponsor, there's a luncheon at 11:30, which will be located at the Allegheny Ballroom. And, oh yes, we're bringing back Joust, one of my favorite games. You see me put this up on every Anthrocon vid I do. It's one where you have the PlayStation ones, and your basic goal is just to knock it out of your opponent's hands. Well, maybe not knock it out of their hands, but enough to jerk it around enough that it'll eliminate them from the game. Let's see. When is the parade? The lineup is at 1 p.m. The photo will take place at 2 p.m. on the dot. Kage is very strict about that. And the parade will commence after the photo. And, are they going to take this one outside again? I got to assume that they're doing that, but because well, I do know that they have an Italian festival nearby the same weekend, so we'll see what happens. I haven't heard anything about that. They probably are, but let's see. Furry auctions. What's this one? Oh, it's this is about online auctions. Okay. I do know we had the charity auction, but I wasn't sure if that was an actual auction or what. But let's see what else we got. Anthrocon tonight is what they're calling their Friday show now, which will be hosted by Alkali and Dragor at the Spirit Pittsburgh Ballroom at 6 p.m. Let's see. Fursuit Kickball. Where's this one being held at? Hall A. Okay, that's plenty of room. Okay. I have not played kickball since elementary school. But yeah, Hall A, that's plenty of room, so I'm glad they chose that area. Let's see. The Leo Awards will be presented here at 7 p.m. at the Butler Room in the Westin. Let's see. Okay, we had two different things, or three different things going on at 8:30. Dorsai Story Hour. again, for those who are not familiar, the Dorsai are the ones in the red uniforms. They're basically the ones that make sure everyone is following the rules. You do not mess with the Dorsai. They've been doing security at Anthrocon since 2002. And they have plenty of stories to go around, and they are going to be sharing some at this panel. Where is that one being held at? Room 407 at the convention center. At the same time, Dracket Show Live at the Allegheny Ballroom. And Floor Wars at the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. Let's see, what else? Foxes and Peppers After Dark, which will be at 10:30. Where's this one? Allegheny Ballroom. And then Anthrocon dances start at 11. The DJs for that will be Raven at 11, Easy Almighty at midnight, Kalmai both at 1 a.m. and Nevamir at 2 a.m. Let's see. I need a new chair. Let's see. Sunday. Registration opens up at 10. Our Sally Dealers room, same thing. Let's see. For those interested in Zootopia, there's a fan discussion at 11 a.m. Rooms 319 to 321 in the convention center. There's a Q&A with a guest of honor at 4:07 in room 407 at midnight. Not midnight, at noon. Let's see. Charity auction, same time, which will be held at 4:13 through 4:15. And I've had this chair for a long time, and now if I notice that it's squeaking quite a bit. Celebrity Whose Line Is It Anyway at 1 p.m. at Allegheny Ballroom. Let's see. The Anthrocon Charity Show, which I expect will have Kage and Alkali. There's probably going to be more. As they noted, it's various performers, so it's going to be... I would expect Boozy to be there. But, I don't quote me on that, but... yeah, it's most likely going to be Kage, probably Alkali, probably Boozy, so we'll find out. But it'll be $10 to see this show. And closing ceremonies at 5 p.m. Dead Dog Dance at 8 p.m. And all that will be in the Westin. Rory at 8 p.m. Quell Ironheart at 8:45. Workaholic at 9:30. Hark at 10:15. And Rocco Jackal at also known as No One Important at 11 p.m. Let's see. So that's a brief rundown of the schedule. All right, guests of honor. Who do we have this year? We have Len Simon, born in Toronto, Canada. He began his artistic career at the age of 14. Yeah, 14. He was creating t-shirt designs for sporting events and clothing companies. And he attracted clients such as Black Label and Budweiser. Remember, this was at age 14. At age 17, he taught drawing classes at a local night school. All this, and he hasn't even reached legal age yet. The following year, He attended Sheridan College at Oakville, Ontario, to share his or to pursue his passion for animation. And after he completed his first year, he was recruited by Sullivan Bluth Studios in Ireland, where he was promoted to directing animator. And after that, he moved all the way to Phoenix, Arizona in 1994, where he was one of the original staff at Fox Animation Studios, which he was one of the main leads on Anastasia. We also was also promoted to animation director in charge of all the character animation on the Bartok the Magnificent and Titan AE. And when Fox Animation closed in 2000, he established his own studio with his business partner James Stoyanov. He has worked on more than a dozen classically animated feature films, which includes Prince of Egypt, Spirit, Stallion of Cimarron or Cimarron. Sorry if I pronounce that incorrectly. And Curious George. Yeah, he also has done television work, internet games, casino games, animated shorts, commercials, and animated pilots. We also have Ursula Vernon, which she grew up as the daughter of an artist in Oregon and Arizona. She spent most of her youth attempting to rebel against the arts, eventually being drawn in by the, quote, siren song of paint. It was while earning her anthropology degree at Macalester College in St. Paul, Minnesota, that she first began her art classes. But she's earned a Hugo Award in 2012 and a Mythopoeic Award in 2013 with her webcomic Digger and her book series Dragon Breath, which won the, what's it called? Sequoia Book Award for Children's Literature. She's won a Nebula Award for Best Short Story and, or, why did I pronounce it like that? Nebula Award. I don't know how I mispronounce these things. This was for Jackalope Wives. She had a Coyote Award and WSFA Small Press Award in 2015 for the same thing. Castle Hangnail won Mythopoeic Award for Children's Literature in 2016, and The Tomato Thief won a Hugo Award for Best Novelette in 2017. And she currently resides not too far from me in Pittsboro, North Carolina, where she works full-time as an artist and a creator of oddities. So those are going to be the two guests of honor for this year. Who's the charity this year? It's going to be South Hills Pet Rescue. So they summarize their mission as this. Nick Ferraro ran South Hills Pet Resort, which is a boarding and training facility, and purchased it in 2012. Ashley Riddle is having a hard time with her dog and called Nick to request his training services. Little did they know, the venturehead, they were married in June 2013, and that August they were asked to help a local animal rescue that had been overwhelmed with dogs pulled from high-kill shelters set to be euthanized for behavioral issues. They agreed to take in 13 dogs, but they ended up getting 62. They cared for all 62 dogs in need. They rehabilitated them before finding each dog a permanent home. Today they are an independent 501c3 nonprofit organization that houses an average of 50 rescue dogs at all times. And they're run with 3 part-time staff members and volunteers. So they'll be the charity for this year. Oh, let's see. Now, what do I think is going to be the numbers for Anthrocon this year? Now, I've noted last year that the attendance numbers are starting to peak. The growth wasn't that much last year. It could be, like I said, there could be a number of factors as to why that is. And like I said before, they are now number 2 on attendance, being outdone by Midwest Fur Fest, which I think they broke the 8,000 mark, if I'm correct. So let's see. Now, last year's charity Hope Haven Farm Sanctuary brought in $37,598, which, by their record, is the most that Anthrocon has ever done. Now, how are they going to do this year? I'm not going to speculate on the... charity numbers. But like I said, Anthrocon's attendance only went up 3 1/3%, and the number of fursuiters went down by 10%. So those are very concerning numbers. So this could end up in one of 2 ways. Either the numbers are going to continue to peak, or we're going to see a drop for the first time at Anthrocon since 2005. So that is going to pretty much be it for me. I've ran for half an hour. So like I said, I will be at Anthrocon. I expect to arrive at the West End around 1:30. My plane is scheduled to arrive at the airport around 12:30. So like I said, keep an eye out for Spike, my Dragon fursuit, or Sapphire, my Blue Jay fursuit. And she had a lot of attention at BLFC, so I expect that she'll get a lot more here. So until then, this Dragon's Mouth is now closing. I'll see you in Pittsburgh.